Hey there, welcome to the Healthy Vibe podcast. I'm Kelly Renato, and I thank you so much for spending your time with me this week. This week, I want to talk a little bit about where you live and your home. As a realtor and someone that works in the health and wellness industry, these two collide when I talk about this because I strongly believe your health starts at home, and I also am super passionate that you should love where you live. And I get it, like it seems sometimes impossible, huge, hard to change, but I want to give you a couple of ideas because for years, I did love where I live, don't get me wrong, and which one of them is your perspective as to where you are. And I loved where I lived, but there was other things we wanted, and it took years to get these things, but we never stopped. So I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying it's possible. So if you don't love where you live, you can change it. You can change it. Own it and you can change it. So yes, first off, yeah, you could move. I get it. That's the biggest option. That's probably maybe the hardest option, maybe not. But it's more possible than you think. If you really, truly want something different than you have. So moving to me is something that you have to think about. You have to, look at all kinds of things, your finances, what you're ready for, where you'd want to go, drive around, visit places. There's so much involved in moving, but it is possible. And it's even more possible and a little bit easier with help. So absolutely, I could help you with that. But secondly, if you're not wanting to actually move, or I don't want to say you don't think it's possible, because if you're wanting to move but you don't think it's possible, I would love to talk with you and help you with that. But secondly, you can change your house that you're in. There's so many things that you can do simply in the house that you're in to change it. Because when I say love where you live, I'm not just talking physically about the brick and mortar house that you're in. I'm talking about wanting to come home to your house, relaxed in your house, feeling at peace in your house, feeling calm. You're on vacation, you don't mind it coming to an end because you love where you live. Your house is a place of rest, a place of calm, a place of peace, a place that your family loves to come home to. So if you're not feeling that, it's not just the brick and mortar of the house, it's what's inside. It could be lighting. It could be just needing fresh air, rearranging something, decluttering something. Clutter can create so much chaos and havoc and stress in your life. Just spring cleaning, maybe posting positive verses in your house, or just signs that have prayers or some reminders. I have those all over my office in my house, refrigerator. Flowers. Creating an outdoor area that you want to go to is huge. Just organizing. So this year I started organizing my pantry, my closet, and these things don't really have to cost a lot of money, but just cleaning out and organizing is like a fresh start. So there's so many things that you can do to the house that you're in. A lot of times our houses just don't have natural light, don't have fresh air, just those things, and are too cluttered. So there are small things that you can do to change your house. But thirdly, if those two things are not what you think is going on at your house, your perspective and you yourself, how you run your house, the energy you bring into your house, and your attitude can totally change where you live. It can change your entire environment. It can change whether you want to come home or not. I know there's people that are in situations that don't even love to come home because maybe everyone in your house is at each other's throats. Everyone's stressed out. No one likes to be around each other. If this is the case, you can own it and change what's going on in your house. Change the energy. I'm not saying it's easy, But I'm saying if you don't love where you live, and it's not about moving, it's not about what's going on, materialistically, physically, things in your house. The third is changing your energy and your perspective. And this to me is fairly common. A lot of people, I've had this household, which was stressful, which was emotional, which was just not really enjoying being home. But I chose to change it. And I changed it one step at a time. But it started with me. It started with my tone. It started with how I talk to people. It started with me taking care of myself. It started with my attitude. It started with how I personally saw my house, like when I woke up in the morning, and mentally how I wanted my day to go. And I knew that I could make changes. And the things that I could control, I wanted to control. I can't control how everyone else responds, but I will tell you, when you start changing how you respond in your tone and your perspective and your attitude and how you interact with your family members, it changes. And they change. Listen, you're still going to have good days and bad days. You're still going to have stress sometimes, but if you start changing this, it's possible to have a whole different household. One step at a time. And it's a journey. It's a lifestyle. Just like any other change we make, it is I'm waking up every day and this is what I'm working on. Never do you arrive and say, oh, I'm there. All's good. I don't have to do any more work. Nothing is like that. Your health isn't like that. Your finances aren't like that. Your relationships aren't like that. Every day we wake up and think, what can I do to make this day good? What can I do to better myself today? What can I do to have a healthier, more peaceful home environment? It's up to us. I wanted my home to be a place that everyone felt relaxed. Everyone could be themselves. Everyone could come home from their long day of wherever they were, whether it was school, work, maybe they were socializing. You should be able to come home and let yourself down, relax, and just, recuperate. The world drains us. All of it can take all of our energy out. But if you have a healthy place at home that you can restore yourself, you can just recover from the world and start again the next day. You need to come home and be able to rest, feel calm and peace. So you have to intentionally want to create that at your home. And I strongly believe all of our health starts at our house. It starts at our home. It starts where we live, where we rest our head down at night on the pillow. So some of my suggestions and what helped me, what helped me was I stopped picking all the battles. Because as a parent, I think we take on this responsibility that, yes, raising our kids is the most important job. It absolutely is. But we can't fix everything every day. I think that when you try to fix every little thing of everything they're doing, you're fixing nothing because they're exhausted from you trying to fix them. So you got to pick your battles. There were weeks where I thought, you know what? I'm just going to interact as healthy, calmly, and intentionally as I can. And you know what? If they're struggling in school, they'll come to me, and I always let them know that. If they're struggling with their own attitude or having a rough week or whatever it was, at least if you're there intentionally connecting with them, they have a place. They have a space that they feel secure, they feel comfortable, and they don't feel judged. Nobody wants to come home every night and be judged, criticized, someone to tell them all the places they messed up in the day. We all mess up. We can all be criticized and we can all be judged. So have that space where your kids, they're out there working all day and it's exhausting, that they can come home and just be filled back up. loved by you, understood by you. Listen without judgment. Let them rest. Let them have time to themselves. Like, I get kids can be in their rooms a lot, but sometimes they just need downtime. We all need it. And you teach them in the process. You teach them and guide them on that. And how we approach is everything. How you approach them and talk to them, don't do it in a lecture tone. Don't do it in a harsh tone, a judgmental tone, an annoyed tone, an irritated tone. And listen, I'm far from perfect at this. I've improved a lot, but I still go there. I went there just the other day, and the next morning I apologized. And I said, I was a little grouchy last night. I shouldn't have talked to you that way. When you came and told me something, I didn't respond as well as I could. And then I responded in a better way to what my kid had told me the previous night. I also encourage my kids to get outside, even on the hardest days when they're working or, doing school, or maybe they're working on a paper or whatever it is. I'm like, just go sit outside 10 minutes, 20 minutes, get fresh air, walk around the yard, get some sunshine, just lay out there, take the dogs out there, take some deep breaths while you're out there. Just encourage good choices. Be an example of them and encourage them. I feel like kids don't have these simple options sometimes to break the cycle of what they're feeling. But if it's just something simple to say, hey, get out of your room and just go sit outside for 10 minutes. I'll make you a glass of water. I'll let you be. I'll send the dogs out there with you. We all need that. But if you're doing it, if they see you when you're getting frustrated with work or a conversation or life or your responsibilities, whatever it is, let them see you like take a deep breath, take a walk outside, gather your thoughts, take a few minutes and pause and not just react. Encourage them to go to Jesus, encourage them to pray, make sure they all have some sort of devotion that they can go to. And also just encourage routine. If you encourage them, and the thing is, they're not going to do this right away. So even if you're encouraging them, just leave it at that. And you can go back to that. And maybe they don't pick up on it. Maybe they don't do it right away, but eventually they will. If you keep being the example and you just remind them, hey, you should try to create a routine in the morning. That would help you. That would probably, make you start your day better, and just give them some ideas. And then you do the same and be an example to them. Eventually it'll come around. We can drive how these connections go and how these relationships go. And listen, I have teens, so I know I can do my best and they can still, have attitudes, be in a bad place, whatever. The teenage years are hard. I remember them. What you're feeling, the pressures, the fitting in, the expectations, they're hard. So let's not just count them out and assume they're terrible and tell them they're terrible. Let's just give them the benefit of the doubt. Keep encouraging them. Keep loving on them. Keep trying to connect with them, but also giving them their space and teaching them how to rest. What we focus on and what we spend our energy on matters. So don't spend it on picking them apart. Spend it on telling them what they're good at. Spend it on encouraging them and giving them these little simple tips that hopefully will help them one day. Remember, your home is their home too. That's where they live now. That's where they come home to. That's their place. So I want mine to feel that at the end of a long day, they can't wait to get home because they know that they can let down and relax. They're on everywhere else. And when they come home, they don't have to be on. They can just relax. They can let it go and rest for the next day. And then you're teaching them in their future how they can create their home life. And just remember, choose your hard. Whatever it is, choose your hard. Because change is hard, but living day to day in an environment you don't love is hard too. So yes, moving is hard, But staying in a place that you don't love is hard too. Yes, cleaning, decluttering, rearranging, trying to figure out what you can change and organize in your house is hard. But so is being in a house that you don't enjoy and love and feel good in an unhealthy environment. That's hard too. And I know that changing your attitude and perspective and tone can be hard. Changing how we react is hard. And it takes work, and it takes practice. It takes grace because we'll mess up. And it takes just trying again, apologizing. But living in a house full of negative energy is really hard too. So I pick my hard, but I pick my hard of the changes that I'm going to keep getting up and trying to make every single day. Because I don't like the other hard, and I don't want that hard. So I will get up every day and say, how can I be better today? How can I make my home a better place today? How can I make myself a better person today? How can I respond better today? How can I be a better mother today? How can I take care of my health better today? So choose your hard. Change is hard. Better choices are hard. Decluttering is hard. But I'll tell you what, I don't like the hard of a negative, unhealthy household. I want my kids to remember and think that their home is a place that they can come relax and recover and rest. So this week, I want you to think about, do I love where I live? And if you don't, change it. Listen, if you want to move, call me. If you want to change things in your house, call me. I can help you. If you're working on changing your perspective and what's happening in your house and the energy in your house, you can absolutely call me because I can help with that too. But either way, do you love where you live, and how are you going to change it this week? And I want you to choose your hard, what you're going to do. So thank you for being here. Thanks for listening. I hope that I made you think. I hope that you're inspired to make some sort of change this week, and I hope that I can help. Please forward this to someone that you know would want to hear it, could help them. Leave a review, reach out to me. I love to hear from you, and you can sign up for my Sunday Courage newsletter that goes out only on Sundays, one time a week at kellyrenato.com. Thanks so much. Take care. Have a great week.